brilliant speed with vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet.
It's time once again for the award-winning Vibrant You program. And how is everybody? How vibrant is everybody today?
The sun is out. It's slightly warmer than the last few days, I mean.
We have to be at work for a long time today, so we're pumped.
True. We got a nice event tonight, so we are excited.
Yep.
We'll talk spoiler alert.
Okay.
Yeah, it's warm inside the co-op.
Don't tell me
we have
anything. Don't let me in on anything. All right, let's do the show.
Well, thanks for having us, Randy.
Sure.
And welcome to another Vibrant You Live. I'm Jane.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Bo.
So last week we talked a lot about scams and how scammers really tap into the holiday season.
Yep.
So we talked about how to avoid them, what to do, and what to do if you were scammed. So if you missed that show, you can certainly watch it on Facebook or YouTube. Our channel's there. So just go ahead and go onto Vibrant Broadband and it'll be available for you.
Yep.
So this week, especially with the cold, I think this is a great topic. We are talking about video streaming media players. We've talked about them before, but we're diving in a little deeper today to talk about those. So stick around and we'll talk about our favorite streaming devices.
Our recommendations.
Yes.
You got to wait to the end, though.
Yeah.
It's a tease.
Well, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of options for streaming players.
You didn't talk about having on the show this morning. We have to talk about
he was trying
that.
to avoid it.
Yeah.
I will say Randy could have given me a slightly softer ball for that second power quiz question. I got one right, though. I'll take at least I got on the board.
It's true.
Back
I mean, how many
500.
people? I must say, I've asked a lot of people that how many wings do fleas have, and a very small percentage have gotten that one right. So I don't feel as bad.
No, you
Right.
shouldn't.
For those that missed it, fleas do not have any wings, so it was kind of a trick question.
around.
Shane, I'll say, who's here with us in the background, he did get that one right. He
Go
said it right
Shane.
away. So
Oh, boy.
So the comical part about this is I was listening on my radio and I ran and grabbed my phone and recorded it. So then when we had
You have outtakes.
We have the proud moment to share with everybody.
bloopers more like.
Yeah.
So we listened. We had a little department meeting this morning, and we all listened. And
Yeah, not my proudest moment, but I got on the board.
One
all
for
right?
two's not bad.
I can always something to improve on.
that's right. And we learned so much more all
True.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and what we're learning about today is the streaming media players, and that's, your Rokus, your Amazon Fires TVs. There's a lot of devices that you can use. We're going to walk through them a little bit, but basically what it boils down to is it's a device you can connect to your television. It connects to the internet. It plugs into an HDMI port and allows you to stream your Netflix, your Hulu, pretty much any app that you want to stream. You can use these devices to do that. So that's kind of the main reason why people get these devices. We're going to kind of walk through the benefits, how they work, how they are a little bit different. There's different brands. There's a little bit of something for everybody in there. So I'm sure features will stick out to you depending on what you've used in the past, what you want to use. So the first one we're going to talk about, which I'm sure you've heard of, is Roku. Nathan's going to dive into that a little bit.
Yeah, Roku is probably the single most popular. I think it's the most sold streaming device. It's certainly the one we hear about the most that people maybe already have or people are interested in getting. So Roku, one of their biggest benefits is their open platform. They're not really affiliated with some of the specific streaming service. They don't have a specific deal with like Netflix or Disney or Amazon Prime or anything like that. So they're kind of open. They're going to let almost anybody have a streaming app on their service. And for those that don't know, you can think of these almost like a smartphone where you download an app onto it, like Facebook. Like on a smartphone, you would download Facebook or maybe Netflix or YouTube or whatever. On a streaming device like a Roku, you would download, video services like Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, whatever ones you're interested in. And you can generally go buy Rokus anywhere you get electronics for the most part. Best Buy, Target, Amazon.com, and a lot of other places that sell electronics. Walmart, yep. The best, I think maybe the only place locally here in Litchfield is Walmart that carries them. But so with Roku, they have 7 different models actually. So they have a pretty wide range of different versions you may want to get. They range between $30 and go as high as $180. You don't have to break the bank though. Some of those higher end, more expensive ones have like speakers built in, surround sound speakers, sound bars. Not everybody needs that stuff. So certainly you don't have to spend that much to get one. Even some of the mid-tier ones, $40, $50 are great. We'll talk at the end here about specific recommendations. But some of the ones you won't get on the the very cheapest ones, they do take some shortcuts. Like they may not have an on-off button for your TV. They may not have volume controls for your TV. They may be missing some of those features. They may not work quite as fast or reliably if you're trying to stream something. You might have some more buffering issues than else. So we don't usually recommend the absolute least expensive ones, but again, you don't need the most expensive ones. Roku, they're pretty much all the remotes are pretty much going to look the same. They're generally pretty simplified. They only usually have, probably 10-ish buttons. They all have a directional kind of up, down, left, right, play, pause, rewind, and then they're going to have what are called hotkeys. A lot of these streaming devices have hotkeys where they may have a dedicated Netflix button that no matter where you are, you hit that button, it's going to launch Netflix. Or they may have a YouTube button or Disney Plus. Those companies actually pay to have the rights to have on the Roku remote. So that's one
my
thing.
My favorite button is the home button.
The home button to get you right back to the beginning. If you're lost, if you're breaking something, just hit the home button.
Go home.
And some of the newer ones have you can actually map that button, which means that it's kind of a blank button, but the app that you use the most, you can have that button go wherever you want it to go. Yeah.
Something else you get with some of that kind of higher end ones, some of them have a headphone port or jack on the remote. So you can actually mute your TV volume, plug in headphones to the remote, and all your audio plays through the remote. It's kind of cool. So if you want to watch something loud, but other people don't want to hear it, you can do it that way. And then another really cool feature for Roku is they have a smartphone app you can download. So if you lose your remote or you can't find the remote or you just don't want to use the remote, you can actually use your phone, download the Roku app, and you can use all the remote functions on there. You can also play the audio of what you're watching through your cell phone. So if you have a Bluetooth headset that connects to your phone, you can listen to all your audio through that. It's pretty cool. So not every company kind of offers that. And then if you're looking for a recommendation for a Roku, there's two kind of mid-tier ones, either the Fire Stick 4K, or sorry, the Streaming Stick 4K or the Express 4K Plus. Those ones are usually $40 or $50. They're going to have the volume remotes or the volume buttons for your TV, the power button for your TV, and then they work really, really well. You don't have to spend $100 or 100 plus on something that if you don't need that extra stuff.
Perfect. The second most open platform is Amazon Fire TV.
Yep.
You can buy those anywhere, like Nathan had said, Walmart, Best Buy, Target, and they have 5 models. They range anywhere from $22 all the way up to $120. And then the lower price models, they don't have all the bells and whistles, so the TV controls are not there. And then they all have a voice assistance with Alexa. And then the Amazon Centric promotes the Prime videos and the movies, because Amazon Prime, obviously, they're going to really try to support all those products.
Yep.
And then you can add other apps and services as well. And then our recommendation, like Nathan said, was the Fire TV Stick 4K Max, and that's roughly $45.
Yeah, and the 4K, for those that aren't familiar, the 4K in both the Roku or Fire, any of these I mentioned 4K, that's generally higher quality video. If you have a newer TV and some of these services now, the quality gets better and better all the time. So 4K is just, your video quality can be that much better. So.
And then another device that a lot of people have been using is the Apple TV device. So that is more, we talked about Roku being the most open, Amazon being the second most. Apple is very, Apple ecosystem centric. So if you have an iPhone, an iPad, a MacBook, you may want to look at doing an Apple TV, because that is going to be your extension of all your Apple devices. So you can get your iCloud photos on there. It's a menu system that looks a lot like your phone, actually, but you can still get your Netflix, your Hulu on there. The operating system for these devices work very, very well, but because of that, Apple does kind of tend to be a little bit higher end. So we have a couple models you can look at. There's a 64 gig memory model that's $130, or if you want to double that, you can go up to 128 gigs. So it's an extra $20. So that device ends up being $150. So if you're big into Apple, want to keep everything on the same platform, you like how it works. The remote is really it's cool. It's also a little bit small. It's easy to lose. You can actually track that remote if you do get that stuck in the couch cushion. Yeah. So and if you like to use Siri and want to use that as your voice function, that's all built in. So if you want to keep everything the same and maybe price isn't as much of an issue for you, you can definitely go with Apple TV. And the next one we're going to look at is Google Chromecast.
Yeah, so similar to Apple, if you have a lot of Google products, I'm a Google person. I use Gmail as my email service. I have an Android Google software phone. I have Google speakers in my house. So I'm kind of in the Google world. So I use Google Chromecast. It's probably my favorite streaming device. Again, get these Walmart, Best Buy, Target, same as the other ones. Google has two models. They have one called HD for $30 and then a 4K one for $50. So there's really just two options, and they're pretty affordable. The 4K one, of course, has higher quality video, as we talked about, the 4K video. So, the Google Chromecast is going to integrate with Google software like Google Search, like Google Assistant. You can even pair it with Google speakers. If you have a speaker system in your house, you can connect it and use those as surround sound, which is pretty cool. I like it. I use Google Photos on my phone, so I store all my photos in there, and I can create albums. And then if my TV kind of goes to screensaver mode, like after a couple minutes of no use, it'll just start playing slideshows of my photos, which is really cool. Yeah. When I have friends or family over and the TV's paused for a while, it starts showing those photos of people, where was that taken? Oh, there's the family, kind of stuff like that. It's pretty cool. And then what I like about the Chromecast is a couple things. I can also connect it to my speaker system where I have a sound bar and surround sound. I can control the volume through that one Google Chromecast remote. Mm-hmm. So I just use the one remote for everything. And then the remote has an input button, which not everybody would need an input button, but Roku's and some of the Fire Sticks, they don't have an input button. So if you want to change between a DVD player, or you need to switch it back to, if you still have cable and you want to switch to cable, you generally need that input button. So the Chromecast, I think, is the best if you're trying to eliminate your other remotes, your TV remote you never have to use, your soundbar remote you never have to use. The Chromecast, I think, is the most kind of friendly for that. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking for a recommendation, I recommend the 4K model, which is $50. The Chromecast 4K.
Perfect. So the next one is the DirecTV Gemini Air, and this one is completely different than what we've been talking about. So this is, you have to have DirecTV subscription. Yep. And this one functions very similar to your cable. It comes with a box, and it comes with a very extensive remote. It has the input buttons, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, record right there. And so that's recommended for people that really don't want to learn a whole lot but want to save some money and move to a streaming system.
If you have satellite or cable, that remote you're using is probably going to be the most similar.
Yeah, if you want the live channels and what you're used to with cable channels, DirecTV might be the best fit.
So what's a little different about this, though, is that it comes with a 2-year contract. So if you get their box and you get their remote, you have to go with a 2-year contract. Yep. And then the first device, so again, every TV that you want to watch this on, you're going to have this device. So the first one is included in the service, and then anything after that is $7 a month plus taxes. Yep. So it's kind of like a rental fee or a lease fee for those additional devices. Yep. So this is where this is a little on the different side too, because you can also just have a subscription for DirecTV and you don't need the box, and it functions very much like a Roku, and there's 4 options that you can choose from as far as the TV service, and DirecTV right now is the only one that offers Bally's. So
Bally Sports. There's one other one called Fubo, but DirecTV is definitely the most popular for people that are watching Twins, Timberwolves, and Wild games. So we get a lot of questions on the DirecTV for sure.
Right. So we have this device in our office, so if you guys have questions, you can certainly stop in and take a peek at it, and we know how to show you some different things with it. Anyway, our recommendation, if you go with a contract, this remote is the most popular for cable satellite remotes like I talked about earlier. We recommend actually just going with getting DirecTV Stream, so that way it gives you more opportunities if you want to get something different. You're not restricted to that 2-year contract.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and I know we're going over a lot of devices and a lot of recommendations, but the one that we use the most, and when people ask, hey, I'm not really sure what to look for, what would you recommend? We always say the Roku Streaming Stick 4K. That's the one I feel like is most universal, easiest to use. It's kind of the best bang for your buck. And if you do have a Roku and you're asking, I have one, not sure if I want to get a new one, if I should get a new one, we always say, if it's working for you, great. If you do notice it's slowing down some of the features that you want on there, like maybe you don't have a volume control or you don't have an on and off button, that's when you may want to look at just picking up another device. So you'll have something that is going to be a little bit more user friendly. They have newer features. They do handle newer Wi-Fi better. So if you've made the switch from DSL to fiber internet, we do recommend maybe just making the switch for your Roku as well, because we know newer devices work with newer technology. So a little bit, a little bit easier to use for people that have maybe not used it in the past, and they're pretty inexpensive. You can get them anywhere, Amazon, Walmart. A lot of people have been giving them as Christmas presents. Maybe they're sitting in a box and you haven't used it. So we say just open them up, give them a shot. They're very, very easy to use. If you have questions, we have them in our lobby. You can always stop in, ask us a little bit about it. We can walk you through a little tutorial, and that actually leads us into an event that we're having tonight.
Yeah, so just tonight we have a Dreaming of Streaming event. When these have been very popular events, we usually do them about once a month. We have a free class essentially open to the public. You don't have to have Vibrant or sign up for Vibrant. If you're interested in learning about streaming services and can I save money versus cable, what kind of services would I want, what kind of device would I want, like we talked about here today, stop on in the Meeker Co-op office here in Litchfield on Highway 12. The event starts at 5:30 today, usually runs about an hour. We do a presentation for maybe 20 minutes, kind of talking about some of the advantages and some of that stuff, and then we do a demonstration with a couple TVs and show people, and everybody gets to ask their questions. Usually get a good group, 10-15 people, so it's not too much. I think it's not too few. Everybody gets to ask their own questions. And
we're also giving away a Roku tonight. So
correct. So one person will win a Roku device, and then we do have some snacks and non-alcoholic beverages as well. We also want to announce we're doing a new Vibrant U class starting next month. We're going to do one on February 22nd. That's Thursday, and this one's going to be called Hackers, Scammers, and AI. It's going to be focused on kind of cybersecurity. How can I stay safe online, on my cell phone, on my computer? How can I help protect my family, maybe my small business if I have a small business? And then maybe you've heard of AI. What does AI mean to me? How can I use that? How does it affect me? So that's going to be Thursday, February 22nd, again at 5:30. That one will probably be about an hour as well. We'll announce that again on upcoming radio shows as well. And if you missed part of today's radio show, you can always check these out. We put these on our Facebook and YouTube page usually the next day. So tomorrow you'll be able to see today's radio show. You can just search Vibrant Broadband on Facebook or YouTube. As always, catch us live on KLFDs on Wednesdays here at 10:30. And then if you do have questions about streaming devices, about Vibrant service, you say, hey, I want to stream, but maybe my internet's not good enough. That's where Vibrant can help you out. If you don't have Vibrant's internet, we can likely get you a better service and maybe save you money as well. So give us a call, 693-3231, or visit our website, vibrantbroadband.com. We have a lot of great information on there. So thank you, Randy, again for hosting us. Thanks, KLFD, for having us, and thank you for listening. We love catching feedback from people that caught us on the radio. My name's Nathan.
I'm Jane.
And I'm Bo.
And tune in next Wednesday for another Vibrant U Live.
Brilliant speed with Vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet. Vibrant broadband internet.